Hello, you guys. Not sure if anyone's up. Just going to be going live and talking about why I believe that we should still be concerned for Molly's well being. I will not be coming on today showing my face. I'm just going to be discussing why I think that we should still be concerned and we should still try to help her as much as we can. I don't think it was by coincidence that Angelica just happened to see the situation. And I'm going to be explaining why that is. So I'm just going to wait a couple minutes. I don't know if anyone will be coming up in here or not. Either way, I'm going to start in a couple minutes and go through the different reasons why I think we should still be concerned and doing our best to try to help her. So I will be starting in a couple minutes. I didn't announce that I would be going live, but I'll just give a couple minutes just in case anyone's awake and they want to hear what I'm talking about with this story. For me, I would just say someone who's grown up. I didn't grow up with people that were Mormon, but they were strictly Christian, Pentecostal. And there's certain things that just stick out to me that it's the same kind of thing that I went through. So that's why I just don't believe, in my personal opinion, that she hasn't been abused in any way, being that the physical or emotional, I believe that definitely something's not right with the situation. So I'm going to wait about one more minute just to see if anyone else wants to come in. And then after that, I will start. Hope everyone's having a blessed morning. Good morning. For me, it's not morning. For me, it's like almost 11 at night. But I'm a night person, so this works for me. All right, so it's been a couple minutes. So the first thing that I want to start out with is people have been messaging me and different things and saying, have you seen that they're saying Angelica lied about the story? And then they were bringing up different things about Angelica's past, about stating that she doesn't have custody of her kids and different things like that. For me personally, I don't care about her past. She's tried to clear up some of the rumors that are going around, but for me personally, I don't care about her past. I care about the situation and what I saw. Honestly, I wouldn't care if Angelica robbed a bank in her past. To me, that has nothing to do with the situation at hand. That has nothing to do with what she saw and what we saw on the video. Now, some of the people were also stating that the things that she said while she was on video was outrageous and whatnot. To me, I believe that might just be her personality, or she might have just been over the top to try to get the attention of other people. Because a lot of times when people see things, even though if they have a feeling that they're not right, they're not going to speak up or say something. But people are more likely to turn around if there's a scene. And that's just human nature in general. So I'm not going to focus on the Angelica thing. I'm not going to focus on even her claims on the video or anything like that. I'm going to focus on other things that bring me to the conclusion. So that way people that are like, well, Angelica has been proved to exaggerate it, to delete messages or edit this or edit that. I personally just don't care about that. I personally just care about what I saw, which anyone who's watched the video, if you saw that girl's face, you just know there's something not right. There's something off about that whole situation. And that's taking out anything that Angelica said in that video. Even if you watch that video without listening to any sound and you see her face and then you see the body language of how the father walks off with her, it wasn't in a like loving way, like my daughter is sick. He was like holding her aggressively, in my opinion, from what I saw. So anyone that says, well, Angelica fabricated or did this or did that, I don't care. All I want to know is that Molly is safe and that she's okay. And I believe at this point that the parents would need to actually come out. Like, I need to see that Molly's okay. And I would actually also like to know that she was able to be removed out of the house in a sense, so that there's not pressure on her being inside the house, like with her parents, that something's gonna happen to her. Me being someone who's been adopted or in the foster care system, someone coming in your house and talking to you, asking if you're okay, isn't necessarily going to get those facts out of you. For me, there was fear of, if I said anything, would the family be split up, and would I be the reason because of that? And as well, is if I say something and then they tell them what I said and leave me here, what's going to be the repercussions of that? So those are just a couple of reasons of why I think she would need to be completely in a safe environment where she felt like the parents, if they were actually doing something that was abusive in any way, that she wouldn't be in the household with them in order to come out with that information, if that makes sense. So now with that, I'm going to move on to the police's reaction to this whole scenario, which is odd to me. So from what I viewed from the police's reaction to this is basically what I would consider to be like gang stalking. She did have pictures of them basically following her for no reason. And then she was arrested on charges of making a false report. To me, these seem like definite intimidation tactics to silence the person that's reporting the crime. Because to me, all of that attention that they were giving her should have been focused on checking to see if Molly was okay. And then another report that is going around is that there is a female police officer that actually reported sexual assault by someone associated with that police station. So those different things with the police stick out to me. And also another thing with them is the fact that they were stating that the 2 times they said that the case was closed, she was fine, but it doesn't make sense. How do they conduct a full investigation when the parents were going from California to Arizona? So when were they stopped? And when did you know where they were in order to conduct a full investigation? It just seems it doesn't make sense to me. And then they had posted that they put so many hours into the investigation, when twice they publicly had stated that the investigation was completed and there was not enough time to do a complete full investigation. So to me, Their word means nothing, honestly. And I'll get more into that as well, as far as why I don't trust the police stating that they conducted an investigation and everything is fine. So the next thing I want to get into is the mother. So she hadn't been on her Pinterest account in a couple years. And then since this has been going on, she randomly pops up and has been removing things off the Pinterest. So she has folders on her Pinterest of each of her children, Molly being one of them. And the main thing that stuck out to me with that was that there was a bedwetting book. With that is for older children that have issues with bedwetting. It can definitely be a sign of abuse. So that is one thing that stuck out to me with that. And then as well, their reaction with the whole thing is just to go into complete hiding and basically disappear, not say anything, and go up on your Pinterest that you haven't been on in 2 years and start removing things. Very, very weird. Okay, now this is one of the biggest things that sticks out to me, if it's true, if they are actually Mormons. And this is something that I even spoke to my husband about, because I don't know if any of you guys have watched any of the shows associated with like Mormonism. There's one that really sticks out to me. It's called Escaping Polygamy. And I know there's other ones. There's another one called Escaping the Prophet. But one of the main ones that sticks out to me is Escaping Polygamy. And it's all rooted in Mormonism. I'm not saying everyone that is Mormon practices polygamy or all of these different rules like that. And another thing with the whole Mormon thing is if you've watched any of these shows, they are very powerful. They have their own lawyers, doctors, police officers, all of that. And a lot of them are, well, not a lot of them, but the thing in general, there's main people with money. Well, one of the first things I want to get across with the Mormonism is it's very weird if they're Mormon that they adopted a Black child. There's a lot of racist doctrine in the Mormon texts. They believe that Black people were cursed. If anyone knows the story of Cain in the Bible, they believe God cursed him with a flat nose and dark skin. They believe Black skin to be seen as vile and evil, and white skin as pure. Now, this is something that's in their text, like in the teaching. They do not believe in interracial marriage either. So what I'm going to do right now is play a couple videos that's associated with people that were escaping the FBLS church. So anyone who's not familiar or heard about this kind of thing can see where I'm coming from when I'm saying like the rich ones are very, very powerful. The higher ups in this community are very powerful. So just one moment, I'm going to play 2 short videos for you. One's about a minute and something, and one is 3 something minutes.
Ever since we started helping people escape polygamy,
Let's go, guys.
get out of our house now! Now people from other groups are reaching out. It's not just about the order. We're helping people in the FLDS. FLDS stands for Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints. An apostate is somebody who left the church, and a Gentile is somebody who never knew the church. I would be considered an apostate in the Kingston community, but by the FLDS standards, I'm a Gentile because I never knew their true church.
Basically, if you're an apostate, then you can't live among the Christian people. I mean, none of your friends can talk to you anymore. Nobody can talk to you anymore. Basically, have to move away.
Does it mean that you'll go to hell?
Yeah, basically. I mean, just not a good person. If you're an apostate, you can't have your salvation. I mean, you just lose everything, basically.
In the FLDS, the caretakers are men who watch over the people to make sure they're following all the FLDS rules. Looks like my caretaker's check.
Well, we should get out of here before anyone else comes by.
Let's go.
We're not hurry then.
Sometimes a caretaker is a man who is assigned to a woman when her own husband is sent off to repent.
Okay, that was the first video. Up next is coming the second video that I want you to listen to.
Anything you wanted, I got it.
This is just a ad.
Turn up on the beat and I drop it.
Oh.
Ever since we started helping.
Hi, my bad. I had another video lined up, but for some reason it's going to a different video. So I was trying to get that video playing. So I'm going to read off someone's comment that they had the same mind track as me when I heard the whole Mormon thing just because of everything I've seen with it. So the comment states, yes, I wouldn't underestimate the Mormon community. They stick together no matter what, and they got a lot of money. If this story isn't true, I'm still skeptical, the fact that a Mormon family adopted a Black child don't sit right with my spirit, because their old teaching says that Black people are cursed. That's why we Black. They changed their view on Black people like 5 times. You have to do a lot of research on the priesthood for Black people was forbidden until 1978. And like I said before, interracial couples / marriages forbidden. Also, they stated, Google child abuse Arizona or illegal adoption Arizona. The results are insane. A state legislator charged with child abuse and an Arizona official with human trafficking and illegal adoptions. Read also the article 6 families suing LDS Church over alleged cover-up of child sexual abuse. Or read At the Capitol. We saw the best and the worst of U.S. Mormonism. So the one charged with illegal adoption and human trafficking is a religious Mormon and sold the babies to Mormon families. So I would say if you haven't seen any of the TV shows, you really need to look into or Google, because anything I've seen a lot heavily related with Mormonism has a lot of abuse, whether it be physical or emotional, a lot. So if you're not familiar with any of those, please go and watch those, because that is one of the biggest red flags that stuck out to me when they said they were Mormons. And then a Mormon having Black children, when it's in their teaching that Black people were cursed. And if you see how they treat people in their own community, if they want to get out of Mormonism, they shun them. They're not allowed to even visit family or friends. I can only imagine people who still think about the olden views of that, and you being a Black Mormon. That's just completely insane. I'm trying to think. I think those are the most things that stuck out to me. Also, it has been stated that when they drove off the license plate, that the majority of the family was in, not Molly, but the majority of the family was in that car, the sedan. They came back to a Michael Picara, and that person was arrested for molesting children, which is just very suspect, if you ask me. So to me, these are things that stuck out, and without even Angelica's testimony or what she said, if people just want to cross that out, there's still things that stick out to me. Number 1 was the look in her eyes. Number 2, their reactions to this happening, the police reaction to this happening, and the fact that they're Mormons, the fact that they literally went from California, which is a known high presence of Mormons and secret powerful communities, to Arizona, which is another known area of powerful presence, secret powerful presence of the organization. And then you got to add in the vehicle that they one of the vehicles that they drove off in was registered to a sex offender. Like, something is just not right here. For right now, we do need to keep the hashtag going, Costco Girl, COSTCOGIRL. I know somehow I managed to butcher that in my first video about this, but I did comment below that video the actual hashtag, and then a phone number that needs to be called to tell them that they need to do a wellness check, investigate, is 480-503-6500. Now, I will definitely be keeping an eye on everything with this. If anything updates that we can do to help Molly, if everything is grand and great, I have no problem coming on and saying I'm wrong, but I would rather be wrong than have something happening that we could have helped with. And this reminds me of that case of the child who was highly publicized hugging a police officer with tears in his eyes. And I remember when I saw that picture randomly, I thought something was off or weird about it, but I never put any more into it. Just thought that's odd. Something looks off. But I didn't have a way to, I guess, even try to look more into it. Just something was off, and then it turns out that the adoptive parents basically drugged them off a cliff. I don't know, just wild. It's just one of those things that sticks out to me is something's off in this situation. And I really believe that Angelica just stumbled upon something that's way deeper than she has any idea. Way deeper. And another thing is the mother on her Facebook page had followed Operation Underground Railroad. Now, if she's actually associated with this company, I would say look up and do some research on that. I'm not going to say too much of that because I don't have confirmation that she's actually associated with the company. But that's another thing. Something's just really off. And I really think this is a rabbit hole that Angelica stumbled upon. Whether she did it for clout or did it for this, did it for that, that's on her. But I really think she's really stumbled upon some deep, deep, deep things. And she had no clue what she was getting herself into. But that's all I have for this. Please like, comment, subscribe, anything else. If anyone has any other information that we can do to help Molly, please comment that. And you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye.